Do you know what the dual entitlement rule is and how it might affect your Social Security benefits? Well, if not, we are going to discuss this very complex rule in our financial freedom video, so stay locked in. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, Certified Financial Planner and President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. All right, so today, Carson, you're going to be conveying a very confusing topic related to Social Security benefits known as the Dual Entitlement Rule as it relates to the government pension offset and the windfall elimination provisions.
Yeah, I am going to be discussing this rule. It's very complex, Andrea, but it's a very important topic for spouses and surviving spouses who may be affected by this particular dual entitlement rule. So today in our financial freedom video, we are going to be discussing how this dual entitlement rule may affect you as it relates to the government pension offset and the windfall elimination provision. But before we do that, there are always two rules to retirement income that we must give you. And Andrea, what are those two rules?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money. And rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this very important lesson today to talk about this dual entitlement rule and how you may be impacted by it.
So Carson, could you go ahead and explain what the dual entitlement rule is?
Sure. The dual entitlement rule under Social Security is simply a rule that states that if you are eligible to receive benefits off your own record and are also eligible to receive benefits off of a spouse's record, you're only going to be receiving the higher of those benefits. For example, if you were entitled to a benefit of, let's just say, $2,000 off of your own record, but you were also eligible to receive $1,000 off of your spousal record or 50% of their benefit, you're only going to be able to receive the higher of the two. So you're only going to receive benefits off of your own record.
So Carson, how does the government pension offset and the windfall elimination provisions come into play with this rule?
Yeah. Now, when you're talking about the dual entitlement rule, it gets very interesting, Andrea, when you're talking about the government pension offset and the windfall elimination provision, which comes into play when you have someone who is going to be receiving a non-covered pension along with perhaps receiving a spousal benefit or a surviving spousal benefit. When you're talking about these two provisions in the dual entitlement rule, one can reduce the amount of the benefit that you're going to be receiving, such as the windfall elimination provision, and one could totally eliminate the benefit that you may be entitled to, which is the government pension offset. Now, when it comes to a non-covered pension, just understand that these are pensions that are usually paid by employers who do not withhold Social Security taxes from your salary. Now, this would usually be an implication from a state or local government employer. Now, I just want to quickly explain how the government pension offset may work first. So if someone is affected by the government pension offset only, their spousal or survivor spousal benefit would be reduced by 2/3 of the monthly non-covered pension amount that they are receiving. And of course, depending on the size of that non-covered pension, this offset can partially or fully eliminate an individual spousal or survivor spousal benefit, especially for beneficiaries who may receive a larger non-covered pension. So let's just say, for example, that someone is receiving a non-covered pension of $3,000 per month, but they are also entitled to $1,000 per month from a spousal benefit. So how could this actually play out with the government pension offset? So as you can see, if you have a spousal benefit at full retirement age that you can receive of $1,000 per month, the government pension offset would take your $3,000 non-covered pension, multiply that by 2/3, which would come out to be $2,000 a month, and subtract that from the benefit that you're entitled to receive. And as you can clearly see, that is going to reduce that benefit to zero. Obviously, you don't have a negative benefit, but it does reduce that benefit to zero. Now, when it comes to the windfall elimination provision, it works a bit differently than the government pension offset. So let me go ahead and quickly explain to you how that may play out. Now, the windfall elimination provision can affect your Social Security benefits based on the number of substantial earnings that you may have on your record. That's first and foremost for you to understand. Now, in this particular scenario, if you work for an employer who doesn't withhold Social Security taxes from your salary, any retirement or disability pension that you receive from that work can reduce your Social Security benefits. Now, as you notice, I said it can reduce your Social Security benefits, not eliminate that. For example, let's just say a retiree is receiving a state pension of $1,100 per month, and they fall under the windfall elimination provision. Well, their Social Security primary insurance amount with no windfall elimination provision may be $1,200 per month for their Social Security benefit. But after applying the windfall elimination provision, let's just say they reduce that benefit down to $900 per month. Now, we know it can be any number, but for this particular example, we're just saying that after you apply that provision, it can reduce it down to $900 per month. Now, on the screen, you can see that we have a chart of years of substantial earnings. If you were to have 30 or more years of what the Social Security Administration would consider substantial earnings, you would have no reductions in your Social Security benefits, even if you fall under the windfall elimination provision. So if you have 30 or more years of substantial earnings, you would have no reduction of those benefits. If you want to know if you fall under that particular situation, you need to speak to a specialist in this particular area so you can be aware of what may happen to you. But as you can see on the chart, there are lower percentages that could be applied when you have substantial earnings that fall under 30. Obviously, you can still see that no matter what your substantial earnings may be, you would never have your benefits reduced to zero like it would be under the government pension offset. But of course, it could be reduced under various scenarios based off of your years of substantial earnings. Now, let's go ahead and take a really quick look at an example. If you happen to fall under the Dual Entitlement Rule and under the windfall elimination provision only. So here's how this could actually play out. Let's just say that you're receiving a non-covered employment pension of $900 per month, but you have a reduced WEP Social Security benefit of $700 per month that you're also receiving, but you're also entitled to a $500 per month spousal benefit. Now, what they're going to do with that spousal benefit is reduce it dollar for dollar according to the amount of money that you're receiving under your WEP Social Security benefit, which is $700. Therefore, this particular retiree spousal benefit would be reduced to zero under the dual entitlement reduction. So the total workers' retirement benefit is going to be the $700 WEP Social Security benefit plus the $900 non-covered pension that they're receiving, which is going to total $1,600. That $500 spousal benefit will not be included. Now, to tie this all up, let's go ahead and take a look at an example of someone who could be affected by the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset when it comes to spousal benefits. So here, let's just say the retired worker is still receiving that non-covered pension of $900. They're also receiving their WEP reduced benefit of $700, but now they're eligible for a larger spousal benefit of $1,500. So that dollar for dollar WEP reduction of their Social Security benefits from their spousal benefits will now leave a positive amount. So let's take a look at what happens here. So in this particular situation, they're going to take a look at the $900 non-covered pension and multiply that by 2/3, which is going to be $600, which is the amount of reduction that she's going to get from her spousal benefit. So the total amount is going to be $1,500 minus a dollar for dollar reduction of the benefit she's receiving from the WEP of $700 minus the $600 of the government pension offset amount, which is going to equal $200 benefit that she's going to have remaining. So in this particular situation, the retiree total benefits that they're going to be receiving will be still the $700 WEP benefit plus the $200 net amount from the government pension offset plus the $900 non-covered pension for a total of $1,800. Yes, I know all of this can be very confusing. This is why you want to speak to someone who understands this particular situation so you know what's going to be taking place with your benefits.
All right, Carson, so what's the moral of this video?
Yeah, the moral of this video is that the dual entitlement rule was created to try to create some type of fairness for individuals who had diverse earning histories under non-covered employment pensions. With that being said, for anyone who falls under this particular provision, it can come as a big surprise to you when you see your benefits being reduced. So it is important that you do understand if you're going to be impacted by this so you can plan appropriately when it comes to your retirement income. Please note that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for an independent fiduciary advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in our description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.
After this video, please check out our other videos that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.